Shalom, shalom, shalom. Right, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world calls God. Yahweh Shai being the name of his beloved Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. Right? This is the brother Yair died of WFI Indiana camp, coming at y'all with a quick cold cut through the spirit on you got to choose the Most High. So like you got to choose the Most High over your family, man. You gotta choose the Most High over your mom, your pops, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, your friends in the world. You gotta choose the Most High over them, man, every time. All right, and as we continuing to, go through this, go through this time period of all these wicked holidays coming upon us. Thanksgiving and already passed away. You just had so-called Christmas the other day or yesterday. You got so-called New Year's Eve coming up. You got that holiday in February, Valentine's Day, all these different things coming up, and then during this wintertime, like I said before, this is when you got a lot of so-called family time, but in wickedness and coming together to put on a pedestal wickedness. And what's that wickedness? The wicked ways, right, of this society that they promote, the holidays that they promote instead of serving Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And during these times, what this video is going to be on is during these times, you're going to have your family calling your phone, texting you, sending you long paragraphs about why you should be with them and how they not celebrating Christmas, is they just gathering together and eating food and so on and so forth. The list goes on, right? You might have your mom's calling you crying. She might cry to you because she say she want to see her son. Just come over and get you a plate. You don't have to stay all day, right? Then you go over there, right, and you walk in the door, and you got a damn they got you a damn a Christmas sweater, man, and they telling you got to put it on and take family pictures. Now you got your Christmas sweater on, right, in the living room with your shoes off on the carpet, right, and standing in front of the fireplace, right, with the Santa hat on, the Christmas hat on, smiling. And they say 1, 2, 3, Merry Christmas, man. And you saying that that's off. Right? We're not supposed to be observing these wicked days, man. We're supposed to observe the days of the Lord and how holy days that He's put forth for us. Right? You gotta be able to spiritually see that that's Satan trying to get you out the spirit. That's Satan trying to lead you down the path. Well, it's not that bad. You just coming over. You don't have to do this or do that. You just coming over to see. It's 360 days in a year. Technically, Esau say, 365, but it's 360 days in a year. How come the only time y'all gotta gather together is on these wicked holidays? If it's just y'all gathering together, how come y'all can't gather any other day? Right? So, hey, you're gonna go through these different things, going in being in this truth, right? Real quick, let me get class, all right? Matthew chapter 12. All right, this is the book of Matthew chapter 12, and I'm gonna start at verse 47, or I'm gonna start at 46. Right, this is the book of Matthew chapter 12 and verse 46. It says, while he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him. So this is Yahweh Shah speaking to the people, chopping it up. And he got his brothers and his mom, hey, over there waiting, and they want to speak with him. Right, it says, verse 47, then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto them, so like it says, but he answered and said unto him that told him, who is my mother and who are my brethren? So he said, man, who my mother, man? Who my brothers? All right. It says, verse 49, and he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother, man. Okay, so it's, hey, straight up. He said, hey, look, these my brothers. These my sisters right here, man. Yeah, I know that those are but hey, the ones that do the will of the Heavenly Father, hey, them my brothers, man. Them are my sisters. Right? That's my family. All right, the ones that we on one accord with. One accord worshiping Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah, man. All right? So, and that's how you gotta be when it comes to this truth. That's how you have to see these different things. That doesn't mean that your mother, that don't mean go and disrespect your mother. That go back to the law. Thou shalt honor thy father and thy mother. Paraphrasing. So that don't mean you could just disrespect come on, use wisdom, brother. That's not giving you a license to do something like that. All right, but the point is, the ones that send this truth, hey, them your brothers. Those are your sisters. All right. Now, real quick, let's go to the book of 2 Corinthians. All right, I want 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 14. Because some people, they apply say, well, why can't I be around them? Why can't I go over there on Christmas just to chill out for a minute? Why can't I go over there on Thanksgiving just to be over there? I'm not over there celebrating the day. I'm just chilling with my family. Or they might say, how come I can't be around my cousin all the time? That's my man's. Or why can't I be around my friends in the world all the time? Why are you saying that I gotta separate myself from them? Right? This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 14. It says, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion hath light with darkness? What is the point? What fellowship have light with darkness, man? Good and evil, man. You can't be unequally yoked. You, the brother that you in the truth, you know you gotta keep the law, statutes, and commandments, yet you going around your cousins and you know all they gonna do is talk about women, adultery, weed. They gonna smoke weed, right? You hotboxing. Right? Yeah, but I didn't smoke though. I didn't. No, brother, that's off. You just in the car and they passing the blunt around, and then every now and then they say, man, you sure you don't want to hit this, man? That's off. You just are surrounded by them demons, just getting tempted until one day you finally break, man. You don't want to be yoked together with unbelievers, man. You don't want to be at mama house. Damn, 24/7, and your brother over there, your brother stay over there too, right? And we understand that some people, you may be in a situation where you might be you may still be in school, you may still be under your mother's roof or your father's roof. I mean, ain't really too much you can do about that until you can, be able to fend for yourself financially to get you a spot, right? But if you got your own place and you always at damn auntie crib or mama crib, and your brothers is always over there, or you go to your friends in the world house more than you go to your the brothers that's in the truth crib, man. You on the phone talking to the people in the world more than you on the phone checking in on your brothers that's in this truth that need you spiritually, man. That's all. You shouldn't want to move like that. Real quick. It's the book of get a classic real quick. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 1 and verse 1. Right? It says, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth at the seat of the scornful. So you don't want to always be intertwined and intermingled around unbelievers, sinners, people who mind bad, people who got spirits on them, right? Why? Because those spirits can hop onto you, man. Now you going back home wondering why you damn want to watch pornography so much. Or now you going home trying to figure out why you damn mad all the time. Now you got a rage demon on you. Spirit's hot, man. Right? Real quick, let me get this precept. Right? Spirits hot. Don't think just because it's like it. Don't think just because. God, this is what I want. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 16. I'm gonna get right to the point. 16 and verse 13. It says, and I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon and out of the mouth of the beast and out of the mouth of the false prophet. You see that? It says, for they are spirits of devils working miracles which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world to gather them together, or so like it, to gather them to the battle of the great day of God Almighty. Now the point is in this that I wanted this is these spirits, they're like frogs. Why? Because they hopping from this person, hopping to this person. You go, you dap up this wrong person, and guess what? Now all that lust is on you. You go now, they go over there and do the same thing. It's just hopping. You around them Meek. You around Meek all day long. And Meek, all Meek do is smoke weed. And you know you just got over that a year ago. You just got over that a year ago, but you always around Meek. It's only a matter of time, brother. It's only a matter of time before you what? You start to faint. And they gonna try, and these spirits know you. They gonna try you every now and then. Yeah, hey, you sure, man? All right. You know, then y'all might hang out probably like, 5 more times, and then on the 6th time you might hit, look, man, I know you don't, but I'm gonna ask you right now, and then you sure? And then you might say, nah, I'm good, man, I'm good. Hey, around that 12th time y'all hang out, man, he don't even say nothing, he just go like this. And you look at it, and now you thinking about it. Now you contemplating. Now you trying to make up a scenario in your mind to try to say that man, it is really not that bad if I do it. Or if I do it this one time, I can repent for it. It won't hurt. That's off. You shouldn't do that, man. Or you at your, like I said earlier, you go over your mom's crib for Christmas. Next thing you know, you was over there just to say hi, and then you was gonna leave, allegedly. Now you over there, you see y'all singing Christmas carols, right? You 25 years old, and your dad is picking you up like old times. He picking you up so you can put the angel on top of the tree or the star on top of the tree. You 25, brother, and you go over there saying you gonna just go over there and say hi and then leave. Now your ass is getting picked up by your dad. You 25 years old and you putting the star on the tree, and they take a picture and then they do a before, they do a then and then now picture. They put them side to side together. Then when you was 6 years old, 3 years old, and then now you 25. But it all started off because you just supposed to go over there and say hi to everybody. It's off, right? But back in Psalms chapter 1 and verse 1. Right, I'm gonna read that one more time. Then we're gonna move on. It says, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly." Okay, you shouldn't be getting counsel from people in the world, or you in the midst of a group of ungodly men and women. Right, y'all sitting down, y'all talking, and they having a conversation about something. You trying to drop your knowledge in there, but it's them 8 of them. Next thing you know, y'all having a conversation. Now your mind is starting to get swayed now. Right, it says, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth at the seat of the scornful, man. So you don't want to be like that, right? You don't want to be that way, right? Let's go to the book of Ecclesiastes. That's what I want. So like Ecclesiastes, chapter 3 and verse 1. Right? Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 1. Because also as well, you don't want to be simple either. I'm gonna just put it like that. You don't want to. This doesn't mean that you can never speak to your mother again. You can never speak to your pops again. You can never speak to your brother again. Right? You just like you change your number. Right? You either block their numbers or you change your number. Right? They used to know where you live. Now you move to them. I don't know. You move to a whole nother state. You've completely cut off all. Now, if you want to do that, I mean, hey, that's that's on you, brother. It's on you, sister. But don't be simple and think that this is what that means. Right? I'm not saying you got to completely just cut them off to where you never speak to them or see them again, but there's a time and a place for everything as well. All right? This is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the sun. So there's a time, to where, it's cool to go visit moms. It's cool to go visit pops. It's cool to call your cousin, man. Ain't nothing wrong with ain't nothing wrong with speaking every now and then to your peoples. Right? There's nothing wrong with you chop it up with your brother. You and your brother might go out to eat, man. Okay? And chill. You know, you might try to break down the scriptures to them or whatever the case may be. Then y'all go back and do your thing, man. Right? But as far as all the time, frequently, you around ungodly men and women more than you in the scriptures. You don't want to be like that. You don't want to be like that. Right? It shouldn't be damn 70-30. 70% of the time, your mind is bad. You around wicked men and women. Your conversation is not a godly discourse. All right, and then 30% of the time you reading. You may watch a video every now and then. Right? And then you right back with your cousins. Right? You're sitting in the garage and they passing the blunt around, but you say, nah, I don't smoke. I'm just here to chill with y'all. That's off. Why, brother? Why? And just be tempted by all those things. It don't even gotta be something that got to do with weed. They talking about women all day. Just talking about women, adultery, he said, she said, gossiping, whatever it is, man. But there's a time and a place for it at the end of the day. Okay? It's a time and a place. All right, let's go to the book of Proverbs. Right? It's the book of Proverbs, and I want chapter 1 and verse 10. It says, my son, right? This is Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 10. It says, my son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. So if you're getting enticed, don't consent to that, man. Don't fall into that snare and that trap. All right? Don't go into, now you thinking about all this. Nah, don't give in to that. Don't take heed unto that wicked counsel. All right? My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood. Let us lurk privily for the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave and whole as those that go down into the pit. We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil. Right? Point is, guess what? You don't want to go into that. You don't want to go into now you follow on a multitude to do evil, like it tell you in the book of Exodus, not to do. You're not supposed to follow a multitude to do evil. All right, you're not supposed to follow anybody to do evil, whether it's a multitude or whether it's one person. Right? But guess what? It's easier to get taken in crafty counsel, or to take heed or to consent to those things if you are always by those spirits. You always by those spirits. You constantly by those spirits, man. If you constantly by those spirits, sooner or later, brother, they gonna hop on you. And it's not just gonna be one spirit. It's gonna be one, then there's gonna be another one, then he gonna invite a friend, that spirit gonna invite a friend, that spirit. Now you got a whole legion inside of you. And you trying to figure out how you never dealt with this problem before, but now it's full-fledged, got a stronghold on you. Well, brother, stop hanging around your cousins all the time. That all they do is talk about women and smoke weed and argue, right? There's never any godly discourse. There's never any godly wisdom coming out unless it's you, right? And even if you say, "Well, I'm going over there to break the scriptures down," okay, cool. But even at a point in time, it's like, well, dang, you just always you the only one that's pouring out something, but you never receiving nothing back. That'll be draining unto you, right? Let's go to the book of Second Chronicles, chapter 19. And we start at 2. All right, this is the book of Second Chronicles, chapter 19, verse 2. It says, I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, "And Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, returned to his house in peace to Jerusalem. And Jehu, the son of Hananiah, the seer, went out to meet him and said to King Jehoshaphat, shouldest thou help the ungodly and love them that hate the Lord?" Because Jehoshaphat went and helped, right, the king of Samaria, or the king of Israel, the king of the northern kingdom, right? Ahab, he went and helped him fight in battle. And Ahab ended up dying, but Jehoshaphat, he was able to come home in peace through the mercy of the Lord. And Hananiah is getting on them because he's saying, hey, basically Ahab was wicked, and he was off, very off. And Jehoshaphat went and helped him anyways, though. That's why that's why that's why Jehu is getting on Jehoshaphat right now. It's saying, shouldest thou help the ungodly and love them that hate the Lord? You see that? Hey, David said, hey, I hate them that hate thee. Right? I hate them with a perfect hatred. I count them my enemies, man. Now, obviously, you gotta use wisdom when it comes to that. I don't mean go and hate your moms and you talking crazy to her all the time, right? But at the same time, hey, this is letting you know, and this is an example of, hey, look, it's not always beneficial to go and try to help them real, or help them man, or fat. And especially if it's in something you may perceive it as okay, it's not really nothing that bad. I can help them the whole time. Hey, you're joining yourself into a demon that can ultimately get you judged. Why? Because you joined yourself into a demon, even though you might have been coming from a good place, right? But you're helping the ungodly. Right? And whatever that may be, whatever that scenario may be. I'm not saying you can't give somebody a ride, but you want to proceed with caution with certain things, especially when it comes to being around people in the world. Because once again, I'm going to keep relating it to, hey, those spirits can hop on you. And now you dealing with all of these different things, trying to figure out what's going on. Okay? Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 37. I want Sirach, chapter 37 and 12. All right, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 37 and verse 12. And it reads, "But be continually with a godly man." So the Lord said, hey, be continually with a godly man, as much as you can. Obviously, we know when you go to work, different things of that nature, it ain't nothing you can do about that. Or if you're catching the bus, and you sitting, you kind of sitting at the bus stop and all hell kind of breaking loose with Jake around you, or whatever the case may be. It's like, we understand that. That's why it's important to use wisdom when it comes to the scriptures. But ultimately it says, but be continually with a godly man whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord, whose mind is according to thy mind, and will sorrow with thee if thou shalt miscarry. So guess what? Hey, you want to be with somebody that's like-minded in righteousness with you. Not like-minded in wickedness, but like-minded in righteousness. Somebody that'll be able to correct you if you're going off, and be able to, somebody that'll be able to say, that's not really a good idea, brother. I don't think we should do that. That's off. Or somebody say, you shouldn't be doing that. Come on, chill out. Or all right, brother, that's enough. You want to be continually with a godly man. Not only that, let's go to 27. Sirach 27. Sirach 27, and I'm gonna start at verse 11. I'm gonna start at verse 11. Right, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 27, and verse 11. It says, "The discourse of a godly man is always with wisdom, but a fool changes as the moon." So, the discourse of godly men, more often than not, is going to be what? It's going to be wisdom being poured out. Wisdom poured out, wise counsel, precepts, script, all these different things. Those are the things that'll be coming out, man. Right? Or you may just simply talk about the times that we living in. Prophecy. You're not gonna be talking about Meg the Stallion and how she look, or how Keisha down the street look, or what you getting into with that. You're not gonna be talking about those things, man. Right? It says, "But a fool changes as the moon." Verse 12 says, "If thou be among the undiscreet, observe the time, but be continually among men of understanding." You, as much as you can, you want to be around men that have understanding. Understanding of what? The precepts, the scriptures, this truth. It's refreshing to be able to be around like-minded brothers and sisters. It's draining being around people in the world. You kind of trying to talk about the scriptures, and they kind of listen and kind of get silent. Kind of just, yeah. Then they change the subject. Every time you bring up the or you may be around people in the world or your family, and you bring up the scriptures, and everybody go, "Oh, here you go again with this stuff," right? That's not refreshing. That's like, dang, I'm just wondering. Or it may be something as simple as, man, you see what's going on around the world, man. See all these prophecies, you going into the prophecy and different things like that, saying, yeah, man, World War III get ready to come, and they like, yeah, let's talk about something else. That's depressing. They say that's depressing. It's not depressing to talk about prophecy, man. It's a beautiful thing to see World War III on the rise, man. To see World War III, Lord willing, get ready to go full swing. To see floods happening around the earth at the same time, around floods on one side of the earth, and then you got droughts happening on the other side. Right? So you see the Lord touching the earth. It's beautiful to see those different things. It's not depressing, but to the people that's in the world, they look at that as a depressing thing. Man, look, man, all those people, they this, they that, and oh man, I don't want to talk about the end of the world. You always trying to talk about the end of the world. Yeah. Because that's when our kingdom is coming upon the face of the earth. All right, but the point is, right, I'm going to read that one more time. It says, if verse 12, Sirach 27 and 12, it says, "If thou be among the undiscreet, observe the time." And you got to use wisdom, right? It says, "But be continually among men of understanding," right? "The discourse of fools is irksome." You see that? It says, "And their sport is in the wantingness of sin." Meaning what? What does it mean when it says their sport? Meaning, look, they like to have fun, right? They joking around is a sin, right? What they love to do, what may be fun to them, going off. What's fun to you is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments and doing things in righteousness. You can have fun in righteousness, but to them, they only have fun when a wickedness is being poured upon the face of the earth, or when they're putting forth, when they're putting forth wickedness on the face of the earth. Right? What's fun to them is putting 5 blunts in rotation and there's only 4 people in the car. That's fun to people in the world. Right? What's fun to people in the world is them gathering together around the damn tree, singing Christmas carols and ugly Christmas sweaters, right? And then you pick your cousin up and put him. That's fun to people. That's sport to them, right? But not to us, man. All right. So you want to continually be around men of understanding, women of understanding, people that's like-minded, people that know to keep the commandments of the Lord as much as you can. All right. But you have to be able to understand that, look, there's a time and a place for everything. Okay. The time to be trying to have family day with your moms and your pops and your brothers and sisters stuff is not on Christmas, man. It's not on Thanksgiving. It's not on 4th of July. It's not on New Year's Eve. That's not the time to be doing that. Right? The time to be it's not the time to be gathering together with your friends that's in the world. Really, it ain't the time. It ain't always an expedient time to be doing that frequently at all. At all, frequently. Right? There's a time and a place. There's a season. Right? Hey, if you call one of them up, just check on them, make sure they good. Hey, it's like all praises. Right? But you down talking to them every day. Right? Knowing they doing this and this and that, and them spirits just hopping on you. Every time y'all talk, it's no type of godly discourse at all. It ain't nothing but folly and vanity that y'all speak about. That's a good detector too. Like, anytime you talking to somebody and it's always just folly, vanity, just wickedness, just all manner of just madness that the conversation is about, then brother, sister, you don't need to be talking to them all the time, if at all, right? But when it comes to your family and different things like that, you want to be able to have a healthy dosage. What I mean by that is, hey, you should be putting Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah first before all family and all friends. These holidays, don't get discouraged by those different things. Say, man, my mama keep calling me. She keep calling me saying this and that, and she want to see me and this and that. Well, brother, look, you can go see her when it don't involve damn Christmas carols and the so-called white man wicked holidays. You can call her anytime throughout the week, brother. You can see your cousin or talk to you or FaceTime your cousin or talk to your cousin on the phone anytime. Right? Not damn during these wicked holidays, man. All right, so you want to use wisdom in this thing, all right, and be able to understand that you got to be able to put Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah over moms, over pops, over granny, over your cousin, over your sister, over your brother. You got to be able to put the Most High God above all that at the end of the day, right? Because if not, all right, let me get this real quick. All right, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, and I'm going to start at verse 37. All right, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, and verse 37. It says, he that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. So if your mother or your pops call you damn crying because she's saying she wants you to be there for New Year's, because you didn't see her on Christmas, but can you please come for New Year's? And you kind of like, man. She said, I'm cooking the big dinner. I just want you to come over with us and do the countdown with us. And she's sobbing, crying. You on FaceTime so you can see it too. Are you going to give in because she's crying? Or are you going to say, or, hey, regardless of what you say, are you going to put the Most High God before that, man? Are you going to stand 10 toes for the Lord and these laws, statutes, and commandments. Right? It says, Salakia, verse 37 again, it says, and he that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. It says, and he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. Meaning what? What is that cross? Is that talking about the physical cross that people wear, the rosaries and different stuff? No, what is that talking about? It's talking about, guess what? Those trials, those tribulations, right? Your brothers thinking, Yahushua, whole family didn't believe in him, man. He had brothers and sisters that didn't believe in him. And he had people that questioned him. Like, I don't really know. Kind of looked at him funny, man. Hey, Yahushua had to go through that. And if he had to go through it, then guess what? Hey, we gonna have to go through it as well. All right, you actually read about your family turning on you, right, in 33 on down, if I'm not mistaken, right, in Matthew chapter 10. So these are the things that you have to be willing to do for Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, which is separating yourself, right, from ungodly men and women in these last days, right, and surrounding yourself by men of understanding, like-minded brothers and sisters, people that know to keep the commandments of the Lord, man. Surrounding yourself by people like that. Surrounding yourself by people who want good for you genuinely when it comes to keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments and getting the kingdom of heaven. All right? And not them relying on the people of the world or having your congregation always be in the midst of sinners. You don't want your presence to always be in the midst of sinners. You always around folly and madness. I can't stress that enough. You don't want to be like that, man. Because in the end, it's not going to do nothing but just weigh you down. It's going to drain you, weigh you down. Them spirits is going to hop on you. And eventually, you're going to start going off. You're going to be going off. You're going to start second guessing stuff. You're going to start trying to counsel in your own mind on why something is not really as bad as it is, as the scriptures make it. These are the things that end up happening to you. Why? Because you continually around ungodly people. And you're unequally yoked together with what? Non-believers. Right? Like we read in the book of 2 Corinthians 6 and 14 on down. Right? So Lord willing, brothers and sisters, was edified with this lesson through the Spirit. And Lord willing, brothers and sisters, understand that you got to put the Most High God before any and everything. Before friends, family. You might have to put, you got to put the most, you have to put the Most High before your children. You got to put the Most High before your wife. You got to put the Most High before everybody, man. Everything and everybody. Especially during this time that we living in now with this so-called holiday season. With all these different spirits out lingering and times of gathering together and wickedness to uplift wicked holidays, man. All right. So Lord willing, brothers and sisters, edified with this lesson. I want to give a strong Kwam Yasha Allah. Shalom.